What's happening, everybody? Week 7 just about in the books. It's too much fantasy football. Brian, it's Brennen, and we've got to recap this Week 7 madness. How you doing today, man?
I'm not the curse.
You're not the curse. Look at that. Indy pulled it off in SoFi, 1-1 in that stadium this year. Folks, this is going to turn into Colts podcast here because we are on top of the NFL, and we're going to make sure y'all hear it.
Yeah, no, honestly, it was a great experience. Better this time than last time. 1-for-1 for Colts and Chargers fans, though. It was very impressive.
That's wild. Absolutely. Why? We travel well. We travel well.
Yeah.
Or the Chargers don't travel home very well. Either one. I've always heard that rumor that their games are so like evenly matched as far as the fans.
I do wish they stayed in San Diego. Like I do like wish that because San Diego, I used to live there and it was such an awesome city. Like it just sucks that, they only rent the stadium, I guess, for $1 a year. Something like that. Yeah, some super lucrative deal that Spanos got from Kroenke. So
that's crazy. I mean, you gotta take those when they're in front of you.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what some of these players said this week. We had some absolutely, we had some pretty awesome experiences as far as some of the plays this week, and then we had some not so great, some duds, some stinkers. We're here to go through all of them, but we'll go ahead and start with the injuries. Let's get the ugly stuff out of the way. Jaden Daniels, man, I was nervous. The way he got up initially after that hamstring pull, I thought it was something worse.
Yeah, this one's I don't know if it's just like they're being very nonchalant about it. They're not really giving a whole lot right now. Your eyes can be the doctor if you want it, so to speak. For me, I think he's going to miss next week. I think he might miss a couple weeks, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning. Everything I've heard, just like the rumblings around there, it seems like it could be like more of a 2 to 3 week injury. It's not great, but at the same time, if it's going to happen to somebody, I don't mind it happening to him because we have a pretty good pivot option. Like Marcus Mariota seems to be close to 80% of Jaden Daniels in most of his fill-ins, so it could be worse. I think we'll be pretty good going forward with that. But yeah, 2 to 3 weeks without Jaden. He's already missed some time this year. It sucks.
When's their bye?
That's exactly what I was just pulling up. I was trying to stall it out.
I was like, when is their bye?
Week 12.
Oh, no. Then, that'd be IR. So, no, there's no way.
Yeah, Kansas City.
Depending on the injury.
Yeah, they got Kansas City next week, Seattle, Detroit, Miami, and then going into that bye.
Dude, they could be.
What's their record right
Miami. Now? Are they 3-3?
They're 3-3. Yeah. No,
3-4.
3-4. I bet he's back by Detroit. I bet it's 2 weeks to get him back there in that third.
They might have a losing record this year.
I think they very well could. I think the Giants might be the number 2 team, or no, I guess the Cowboys might be that number.
I would say the Cowboys, yeah.
It's the damn defense. I discount them so much, but like, yeah, Cowboys are 3-1 right now. It's not terrible compared to how bad that defense is playing. When you drop the points that they drop, it's hard to keep up with the Cowboys right now. Next injury we have, it's Bryce Young. I haven't seen whether it's a high or a low ankle sprain. High ankle sprain.
It's high. Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be a few more weeks. This might be the benching that we need for Bryce Young. Last year it came, he sat out for a little bit. Red Rifle came out there, shot there a few times, and then Young plugged right in. We were good to go.
This doesn't move anything for you, right? Honestly, like I view Tet the same. I view
Tet might be a bit safer. I think Tet has a better floor with the Red Rifle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. I'm saying, like, in a sense, it doesn't. I think it actually it might help them. So,
yeah, I don't. This doesn't really change a whole lot for me. If anything, it gives me optimism when Bryce Young comes back. Maybe he's better, but probably not. Kendre Miller, sad day. Torn ACL. As soon as he finally gets an opportunity in the NFL, he's staying healthy, and that's short-lived.
Really stoked for Alvin Kamara to continue to give me single-digit points each week here.
Dude, it's been so bad. And, like, it's hard to be mad at Kamara. He's been crushing it for so long. This was inevitable. Like, it was going to happen at some time. I was hoping it wasn't going to be this year. But just the way the team's moving, the way the team's operating, Kamara, he's no longer that perennial RB1. He's more of that RB2 for you now.
Yeah, a very, very safe floor RB2.
Jalen Waddle took kind of a rough hit. Then again, he does this just about every single game. The game was completely out of hand. Tua got benched, so it made sense that he was coming out. I haven't really seen any reports that it's anything bad, so I'm hoping we have
I
back
saw
this
he's
week.
healthy. I saw they just took him out as a precaution because of the scoreboard. So yeah,
Smart, smart. It's the best decision that team's made all year.
yeah,
God, as of now, Mike McDaniel still got a job.
he'll have the job for the year.
That's what they're gonna do. They're like, look, you made this mess. You're gonna fucking sit in it now. You're gonna sit there and stew in the shit and watch this just kill your record as a head coach.
Yeah, probably.
Brees Hall doesn't look. He left the game a couple times. It looked like came in and out, banged up a bit. Quote from the coach: "Should be fine." So, optimism.
Their head coach says a lot, man. Like the Broncos game, he was saying like he should have done the Hail Mary. They had a chance to do a Hail Mary at the end of this first half too, and they didn't do it. And he said we should have. Like this coach just seems to be like having brain farts. Is what the best way I would put it with this team.
Yeah. And I'm trying to give him as much grace as I can because it is the Jets. We had very minimal expectations for this season, but he's not showing me the few things that he needs to show me. Despite, like, I can care less what the record of the team looks like, but there's still a few things I want to see. And I'm just not sure that I've seen it so far from him.
Let me ask you this. I went back and I saw something from his time at Detroit. He never had a good defense in Detroit.
Ooh,
You know
tell me
that,
more.
right?
Tell me more. Well, I mean, it seemed good.
They seemed good, but they were never ranked like top 10 in any of the years he was there. And last year I get it, they were depleted in injury. Okay, but the years prior to that, I think the highest they ever were was like 18.
Interesting. And if you want to say he was a culture guy, coming in bringing in that Dan Campbell system, I don't know. I don't know. He doesn't give me the same vibes that Dan Campbell has as far as just the accountability. It seems like it could be there, but it's just not the same.
Yeah, because like he was talking, like he was really upset when they asked him if Justin Fields deserves to get benched last week. He was like kind of appalled, and then this week they're like, "Yeah, we benched him. Yeah, it's done." Like
He's like, "Ooh, that's a good idea. Maybe I should."
yeah,
I mean, all in all, they signed him to a 2-year contract, Justin Fields. I believe probably a good 90% of us believed that either he won't be on the team next year or he won't be the starter next year. This team's playing for a top pick. They're playing for a quarterback.
I think he'll be on the team next year, the backup quarterback. I think like I'm very expensive money wise, but like
He'd be a great tight end next year
you're
for
going
him.
to spend that money on as if you're a Jets fan. Like I'm not trying to be mean, but like what else are you going to spend that money on?
Yeah, I don't know. No. Last one I've got here. This one is frustrating as hell. Darren Waller, pec injury. Looks like he's going to be out probably about a week, is what I'm hearing. Usually with these tight ends can higher risk of them re-injuring just as far as the blocking aspect of it. So I imagine he's going to be held out of this next game. It's Waddle and Achane for the Dolphins, and that's it.
When does Quinn Ewers start?
It might be this week.
No, it's too early. Come on, realistically.
He played this game.
And he looked awful, which by the way is just hilarious. But like honestly, like I'd probably say like week 13 is when I'm gonna call my shot.
Their week 12 is their
Because
bye.
of Tua's contract and all those, I bet you there's something in there with health. If he gets injured,
They can
it's
get out next year
non-voidable.
pretty easily, or like after this year.
Oh, is it
they can
really? I haven't seen anything of the contract situation. I just know that he's kind of stuck with the money. I know it's not much of a dead cap like Russell, but it's still a pretty big hit.
Yeah, it's man, I want to say they can get out this year. Next year, it's a huge out for them, but I don't think, because I didn't think it was crazy for them to draft a quarterback this past draft. I thought that was one of my bold takes of the draft. I was like, maybe they take his replacement. Maybe not high, but maybe Tyler Shuck if they could have got him in the early second or something like that. I didn't think it was out of the realm of possibilities.
I thought Zach Wilson was the backup.
He was, and he got downgraded to QB3. I guess Quinnen Ewers has outplayed him.
That's not
good.
A lot, actually. So,
That's not good. I was never a huge fan of this kid at UT. Very hot, very cold.
He's very bipolar when it comes to playing football. Like there's games where
Jay
he
Cutler.
looks amazing. Yeah,
Rex Grossman.
he can
Let's call him
sling
Rex
it.
Grossman,
He's very
actually.
good. Yeah, it's not good.
God, I love Rex Grossman. Won me a chip. Let's go.
How old are you, Jesus?
Hey, come on. That Super Bowl was great. Well, actually, the Super Bowl was probably one of the worst ones ever, but we won. All right,
Yes,
you ready to talk some booms, talk some
let's do
explosions
it.
here? Let's talk about these big players. Will none other than Bo Nix, the highest scoring player on the season to date at this point, 279 yards passing, 48 rushing yards, two rushing touchdowns, two passing touchdowns. This was a hell of a game as far as the Giants just beating the crap out of them, popping them in the mouth left and right. And here comes Denver just chugging away, proving that, yes, they have the better team. The Giants shouldn't have been in this game as long as they had. Won it on the final field goal there at the end, 33-32. But Bo Nix showed up this week for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they're down by a lot, so they had to score a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You're very happy if you had Bo Nix starting this week. I'm still worried about it
Yes.
because he did not look good, and I get it. It's a flick of a switch. You finally click, but like, is this going to be every week with them? Because like their division doesn't get easier. I mean, they have the Raiders, sure, but like they also have to play the Chiefs. The Chiefs have finally caught stride. Like, I'm a little hesitant about Bo Nix starting in fantasy.
Yeah, he was 27 for 50 tossing the rock. This is only the second game that he's been over 250 yards passing. The first game that he's been over 33 yards rushing. So it's a sophomore slump. Like there's no doubt, and there's no ins. Like that's just what it is. We're looking at Denver.
Yeah,
This team has not looked as sharp as they did last week. Or last year. The defense is a little suspect. The offense, it's showing. I think this is the reason that he was the critical draft pick that he was this past year, or in 2025 or 2024. There was a
yeah.
reason that everybody's like, wait, why did you take him that early? So I think he can come around. Hopefully, we love good quarterbacks in this league, but
Yeah, I mean, give him flowers. Highest scoring points is still a lot. I mean, congrats to him. I'm still like I have him in an eliminator league, and we're now down to 12 or 11 teams. 11 teams now. I'm looking to replace him. Like I'm just like I want to get off this roller coaster.
yeah, he was in that conversation. It was like him, Justin Fields, and Daniel Jones was like the common start sit around those three players,
Yeah,
and it felt like he was Jackson Dart on the other side of that team finished QB3, 283 yards passing, only 11 rushing, three passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown. Gives you 29 points for the week. So, look, these last couple of weeks, we were both a little hesitant. Just, it was the Eagles, Denver Eagles. And honestly, the reason I didn't want him this week is because I said, look, he's not going to get the rushing done. He only had 11 yards, but he got it done.
yeah, he definitely got it done. Just got it done with his arm. So no, I think you and I can kind of say Jackson Dart's kind of creeping into the top 12 area. He might have to move up the rankings a little bit for us.
I think so. I think he's a little bit safer
He's earned it.
than 100%. Other quarterbacks, we had Justin Herbert finishes as QB2, 420 yards passing. Hey, yo. Matthew Stafford tossing for five tutties over there
Five.
internationally. Patrick Mahomes, again, top five guy.
Jalen Hurts, right? He had to be top. He finally looked great today, throwing the
Number
rock to AJ
eight.
Brown.
Yeah,
Okay,
number 8. 326 yards passing, negative 10 yards rushing.
that's so wild. I
That
would
tush
not
push was not doing
imagine
them
that.
well. Did you see how they turned the defensive tackles there
Yeah, they
on
tackled it a
against the tush
slant,
push?
right? Wasn't it a
Yeah,
slant?
he
Yeah.
was like it was wild. This
Brian
this
Flores has got to get creative somehow. So,
yeah this move, I guarantee this play is going to be gone by next year.
oh yeah, I think with the amount of like information we now get, like from X of like the false starts and like,
Hmm.
granted, like they called false starts on this game and they weren't false starts, but it's just like it's really tough to call this play specifically because like I will say like offensive linemen are kind of offline. Like it's one of those things where enjoy it. This is the last year. It's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah. Running backs here. Let's go to, Christian McCaffrey finally had himself a rushing day. 72 yards through the air, but 129 on the ground, two rushing touchdowns, capped it off with a 35-point week. CMC, man, has been just so glad we shook
Rolling.
him high.
Yeah.
Uh, Jonathan Taylor, man, how about that one?
So much fun to watch it live. Let me tell you, dude, it's so much more fun to watch it live. No, it's crazy. 3 touchdown games, multiple this season. I think he has what? He has
Three.
two, three. Yeah. He is the engine of the offense. So that's where it starts. And I don't think it's going to slow down anytime soon.
The season ended today. I mean, I think JT could win MVP, and Daniel Jones would be comeback player of the year.
I
And
think Daniel
offensive
Jones is for
rookie
sure going to come back with player of the
and
year. Yes.
offensive rookie of the year is at tight end as well. It's like this
Yeah.
is the best team in football right now. We're playing like that. They may not be the best team in
This
football
is the
right
best
now.
offense in football, and it's not close.
Yeah, yeah, consistently over 30 points. It's they're effective each and every game. It's great to see.
Yeah.
Quinshon Judkins, honestly, kind of disappointing this week in totality if you think about it. He scored three touchdowns. He scored three touchdowns, but only 84 yards rushing. Like his line was 95 yards. I expected him to run all over.
Yeah, because their defense was also getting touchdowns too.
That's what ruined it. It's
No.
God, I hate when you see that. Like, come on, defense, go down on the one and give it to your offense. That's where we want the points, guys.
Yeah.
But three rushing touchdowns, no. Like you're not disappointed by that RB3 finish. Kyle Swift, DeAndre Swift, and Kyle Monungai grouped in there for a couple top 10 finishes. Kyle Monungai looked pretty good. 84 yards rushing, a rushing touchdown, and then DeAndre Swift 124 on the ground. This would be a reason why Caleb's in the bus this week.
Yeah, they attacked the run. I mean, it's sort of like San Francisco. They definitely were like thinking, let's just run the ball today and not pass it, and then frustrate everybody who's a Caleb Williams owner. So good for them. Very exciting.
Had to annoy us a little bit, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're not mad.
Nope.
And then Jalen Warren, we haven't really talked about the Thursday night game a whole lot, but 127 yards rushing, 31 through the air. That game, 31-33, way more impressive than I think anybody really thought was going to happen.
We did say it was an upset, though, right? We both said Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or to cover the spread at least, yeah.
You covered the set at least, yeah. No, I mean, I was also a game for Chase Brown too. It was a good running game. I don't know if it's Joe Flacco being there and everything else like that, but this Steelers team is frustrating to say the least.
Yes,
and Joe Flacco has brought back to life for the Bengals offense. So that's my takeaway from that game specifically.
Yeah, I'm excited he might be a streamer going forward for a bit. Going to the wide receivers here, Jamar Chase in that game. 23 targets. Are you kidding me?
16 catches, 161 yards, and what, two touchdowns?
Just one touchdown.
Oh, just one.
Yeah, finished number one on the week. Again, folks, we're recording this before the 2 Monday night games, so might have a little movement here, but I don't know if anybody's going to take this from him.
JSN is the only one I can see competing.
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe Nico. Actually, got to give Nico flowers. Nico can do that too. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, but JSN's more likely than Nico.
Nico can. I don't know if the Texans offense can right now.
Mm.
We had a couple teammates up here. Devonta Smith, number 2. AJ Brown, number 3. 183 yards, 121 yards, 3 touchdowns across the two of them. This was embarrassing on the fact that the Vikings give up 13 points to the wide receiver position combined on average in these games, and these guys doubled that for each of them.
I really feel like the Eagles left a lot of points on the board. When Carson Wentz throws a pick 6, the following play is a fumble for 8 yards, and the following play is an interception, and you still only win by 6 points. I said the Eagles needed to win this game. It was definitely a redemption game, but I still feel like they left so much more on the table for this game.
That's where I was afraid. I didn't want to come in here being a Debbie Downer and come in here pissing all over their parade. But honestly, a 6-point win against Carson Wentz, like you said, the defense scored. They gave it up. Saquon Barkley looked like shit. Like this team, they still have problems.
I don't get it with Saquon. I did see something where it did catch my eye. Like, this offensive line is older. Like, this is not like they have consistently been in the top rankings of a top offensive line. But they're just older. That's really what it is. I can see that. I think, but Saquon's also like I would say touted like universally top 5 running back, like across the league.
Yeah.
You should think he'd be able to get a little bit more, like some juice out of it. And it doesn't seem like it's there for some reason.
Yeah. Those big breakaway run-ins aren't coming like they did last year. Our wide receiver number 4 on the week. Take it away. It's your boy.
Let's go. Brian, you did put the 2 touchdown parlay, so good for you on that one. Good call on that. No,
that was Rashee Rice. That was Rashee Rice.
Oh, this is Olave.
Yeah, sorry, Olave.
Oh, my
Yeah.
apologies. I saw Rice and got really excited. So we'll talk about Olave. Yeah. Hey man, I'm really excited because Spencer Rattler played his worst game, and this is what Olave's best game. Would you say?
Oh,
Yeah.
by far. I've used the stat. He's never crossed 20 PPR points in a game. I got to find a new stat for Olave. I got to give it to him. He crushed it in this one.
No. So this is it's interesting. My worry is that the Saints keep losing. They are going to pivot to Tyler Shuck, and I don't know what to expect with that. I still think he'll still be the same guy. When I said he was my guy, I just had a feeling he was going to finish above wide receiver 29 or whatever he was. I was like,
Yeah.
it was something like right in the 30s or something around there where he was being pre-drafted. I said he's going to finish at least as a safe floor as a wide receiver 2 if he plays all the games. And where is he at right now?
Shut the fuck up. He is not wide receiver 12 on this season. Are you kidding me?
Is he? No,
That's
that's too
that's
high.
that's what it's saying right here on Sleeper. Let me update it and look at a different version. But yeah, he definitely should have beat his AD. He was going around Jerry. People were arguing Jerry Judy over this guy.
This was stupid. Yeah.
Chris Olave's at 12 on the season, 83 points.
Hey,
He's just above Garrett Wilson, Devonta Smith, Trey Tucker, Roma Dunze. Wow, because he hasn't had a great per game. It hasn't been great for him. But
no, but it's been a safe floor though.
yeah, absolutely. You know, he's not losing you the week. That's for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Travis Hunter, it's about freaking time. But you know what? It's the
Hold on.
same.
Let Was this game more so they were getting stomped in and they're like, all right, let's just kind of sling it, or is there actual truth to this game? That's my question to you, Brian.
I think it can. I think it can be a little bit of both. This was the
Okay.
discussion all week. Is hey, we want to get him 8 targets. We want to get him involved. This, and that. I do agree that the second half it plays more into what you were saying because the first half I'm like, all right, so much for Travis Hunter being heavily involved. The second half was way bigger for him. 8 catches, 101 yards, and the touchdown. And of course, a freaking course. It's the week before the bye. This is the same issue with JSN. JSN was virtually unplayable until the week before their bye. He blew up and then goes into the bye because I was almost going to drop him right before the bye because I'm like, oh, screw it. I'm not going to. And the same thing. I was going to drop Travis Hunter in my last league that I had him. And of course, he's going to blow up right before the bye. So I'm going to hold him. Now I'm going to hold him like a jackass. I'm still probably not going to play him, but I got to give him his flowers there.
Yeah. Jaguars wide receiver 1, because we'll talk about his counterpart here in the next segment.
Rashee Rice, though, yes, it's finally time. 7 for 42. It's not incredibly impressive. First game back, he didn't have a huge route tree in this one, but 2 touchdowns. I cashed my first touchdown parlay with this 2 touchdowns. So, so fucking
Fun
glad
stat of that game: the Chiefs had more first downs than the Raiders had total offensive plays.
Yeah. When I saw them flash up the first downs up there, I was like, that's freaky. I don't think I've seen 30 first downs in a game in a long ass time.
No, this is now a very complete Chiefs team. This is where we get to say the Chiefs are scary. They can make a run of the Super Bowl, and as long as everyone stays healthy, this is what works for them. Rashee Rice and the quick slant routes, Yak, all those little things. He's perfect for this offense. He does all the grimy work for them.
Mm-hmm. Finally, we got tight ends. Oh, buddy. Oh, Rondé Gadsden the second, man. You got to watch this up front and personal.
Dude, it was crazy. Could not be stopped.
7 catches, 164 yards, and a touchdown. I was worried that last week was a product of them not having QJ. No.
My fear for this is that the highest rusher for this game was Justin Herbert. They don't have a run game. So when Joe Alt comes back, when Omarion Hampton comes back, I don't know if Gadsden has this type of role that he had in this game because they were just dropping back in shotgun because they could not do anything else like that. So my fear for this is that if you go and blow this fab on Gadsden, right, because he's going to be one of the biggest pickups, it's not going to be vital because they play Thursday, mind you. They play against the Vikings. I'm just a little worried. I think I want to say it's a 1 week wonder, but I just don't know if it's going to be this like long haul for the season type of play.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both for me, just in the fact of There are there's already three wide receivers we can't decide how to order each and every week. We're
True.
having to go through that. Then you have the running game as it develops a little bit, and then now you have him. While on the other hand, you can't put the monkey back in the bottle. Like Pandora's already out of the box. He's here. We could get some Antonio Gates, like I'm loving this Chargers built offense, like what it's coming into. I
Funny enough,
really
this is Hall of Fame retirement center, that game.
Yeah, how awesome is that?
Yeah.
So I do think that he can give you. I bet he can finish in as a tight end 12 rest of season. But again, you take that with a grain of salt here, folks. It's not as impressive as it sounds when you really break it down. I bet he still gives us a handful of top 6 weeks, but I think he's also going to give us some of those 6 to 14 weeks where it's just like, he didn't ruin me, but he only gave me 5 points this week.
I could see that.
Honestly, I don't want to talk about the other tight ends. Like Pat Fryermuth's up here. Freaking.
No one started. Well, I started in a dynasty league because I had no other option. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta start Pat, and I just looked. I'm like, I'm so glad I started Pat.
Really, the only other thing of note here is the fact that we had Bellinger as tight end 5, Theo Johnson at tight end 8, 3 for 66 and a touchdown, and then Bellinger 3 for 88 and a touchdown. Theo Johnson, did you see the one that got like hit up in the air and he just grabbed it and continued it down there? Like, if Jackson Dart was going to throw for over 200 yards, like this is how he's going to have to do it because he has no wide receiver weapons.
Yeah, I don't think. Talking like a little bit off topic, but I don't think Olave is going to get moved. I don't think a lot of the wide receivers are going to get moved. It doesn't sound like it. So I think
it sounds like
by the way.
Yeah, Giants aren't really. Report came out that they're not aggressively pursuing anybody. So if anything, it could be like a Juwan Jennings, something like.
I can see. I don't need him. So many hurt players over there.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, let's go to the bus. Let's go to the stinkers. We'll finish up with these guys. Caleb Williams, wasn't great this week, but he didn't have to be. When your running game works that way, it's going to happen. It's going to fade, and this is going to be expected with the Bears' offense. As great as their passing weapons are, the offensive line is amazing. They want to be identifiable through the run game, so like it's just going to be understood that Caleb's going to have some of these subpar games.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily worried for Caleb. Like I think this was a bad opponent. I think when they start playing better opponents, Caleb's going to sling it more. This is just one of those games where it was run heavy oriented, and that was it.
Yeah, only his third interception this season. He threw one this week, but yeah, only third on the year. We're seeing the things we wanted to see from Caleb.
Exactly.
Let's talk about bench himself, Justin Fields. Oh, you guys sat down, buddy.
Yeah, he's cut. I think you can respectfully cut him and not have to worry about setting him in the lineup ever again.
Yeah, I've seen him on waiver wires in a lot of my leagues. Like, he's being picked up and streamed, so it's just how it's going to be.
Yeah, I think there's better options out there for sure going forward. And I don't think Justin Fields is. This is my biggest fear about drafting him, right? Because he had a few weeks, like week 1, he looked like all right, like maybe he fixed it, and then he's had a couple like where it's been like, oh, it's been so. Then it's just been a downward trajectory ever since, and that's where my fear was with him this season.
That was my hardest thing with ranking him this year. If you didn't have him in your top 12, everybody sat there and yelled at you like, are you kidding? On a points per game basis, this guy's great. I'm like, yes, but my rankings aren't for points per game. My rankings are for the season. And as much as I didn't want to believe he was going to get benched for Tyrod because Tyrod is old as hell, the guy also doesn't deserve to be out there starting if he's going to go out there and play like that.
Yeah, like when I was going through my rankings, my friends were like, "But who's he really competing with? Tyrod Taylor?" And I'm just like, they're kind of in the same sphere in this point. Like, I mean, Tyrod can't throw the ball far, but like, I don't know. Like, you need something else there. You're 0-7. The Jets, when you look at their schedule, you're kind of like, they could be the first 0-17 team, like legitimately, and that's kind of scary for Jets fans.
Yeah, I think it's very similar to the whole Joe Flacco Browning thing. Same thing. These are like near the same players, just one's significantly older, and the older players are smarter. They know how to get rid of the ball. They know how to get it out fast. And Tyrod could still boogie. He had a few little moving around in the pocket, little scrambles. I love to see him out there. Running backs, we touched on Barkley. You can't really do anything about it. You're not benching him. You can't trade him. You just got to keep rolling it out there.
What would you want to trade for Gent? Like if Javonte Williams or Genty, or not? Javonte Williams or Saquon Barkley.
Do you think somebody would do that?
If I had Saquon Barkley, like if someone offered me Javonte Williams, like I think I might, honestly. Like it's like the Cowboys have to score points. That's the difference. Is that Javonte Williams is on the field a lot. I don't know what's going on with Saquon. I really, you're already now. We're halfway through the fantasy season. We're at week 7. We're about
Yeah,
to be in week 8.
44 yards rushing, -2 receiving. He's been the RB 32, 21, 10, 17, 31 going back the last 5 weeks. Plays the Giants again this week, and then they're on a bye.
Yeah, if you had Saquon Barkley and I offered Javonte Williams, would you take it?
Come on, I love Javonte.
I know, but I'm saying, as you were the Saquon owner, are you looking to get out of this?
If I am, week 7? If I'm 3-4, probably, or worse. Like you got to make a move. You got to make adjustments. So,
and I think this is the type of trades that you should make with guys that you weren't really expecting to be anything great, and that just happened to pan out for you. That's the type of trades you make.
Yeah. Ashton Genty, I'm going to say he finishes RB 36, but that's not as pretty as it actually is. He scored 3.9 points.
That's so crazy.
34 yards. 34 yards. I mean, the Chiefs just
they were out of the game at like halftime, basically.
Yeah, it was bad. Bill, another disappointing performance from him. Finished with 3.7 points, 13 rushes, 33 yards, 1 catch for -1 yard. Back-to-back games finishing below RB 34.
I mean, are you going to start Rodriguez? Are you going to start McNichols? Like,
no, but this week you're going to have to play him. It's by apocalypse and it's injuries, but I don't think he's an auto start. I think he's a discussion for a start sit every single week. He's had 2 weeks above RB 25 on the season.
But you kind of drafted him super late, so you were never really expecting him to be some hero.
For sure.
But, thing too.
Yeah, I get that. Last one we have, Kamani Vidal. This is what I was worried about. Huh?
They have no run game.
They have no run game. Yeah, this was my fear, was the overreaction to plugging him right back in. He had a great game the week before. Yeah, look who he was playing. I think Brennen over there could get at least $120 against the Dolphins. And that's if we got the oxygen tank on the sideline when he's done roughing.
One massaging my fat everywhere.
Wide receivers, Drake London. Yeah, dude couldn't even get 5 catches. Couldn't even get 5 catches.
I mean, sounds like someone had an over-under bet there.
Shut up.
Look, this is the problem, right? Darnell Mooney, I feel like, makes this offense worse. Like, I don't know how to really else word that. Like,
Penix is Jared Goff. It's looking like his home road splits are drastically different.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with London, because it's like when you see the split stats of London without Mooney, it's night and day. And so, are you worried about that stat line at all, or because it does seem like it has some sort of effect on it?
Yeah, that's kind of the reason when Mooney was out 2 weeks ago, I put that big bet on London to go high, because, yeah, we're seeing a huge difference between the two. London's still going to be an RB or wide receiver 1 going forward, but there's going to be some pains. 4 for 10, 42 yards. Look, Tet McMillan, this was semi-expected, just going up against, Sauce Gardner and the Jets. There was a decent chance that he could disappoint a bit. He shouldn't have, because there was one wide receiver that blew up, 9 for 11 and 92 and a touchdown for Xavier Legette.
Big country.
Cool. Because somebody seen what he did with the thing. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I know. I have no comment on
that. Brian Thomas Jr., man, I think he's broken. This dude's broken.
Yeah, bench him.
Dude, the steam was built up back-to-back weeks over 80 yards. Everybody's like, all right, he's figuring it out. 3 for 31. This is a wet game. This is a wet game.
Is it Trevor Lawrence, though? Because, Mac Jones made him elite.
I think this is Trevor Lawrence. As much as I was a Trevor Lawrence fan, really excited for what he could bring to... I've been a Colts fan my whole life. I've had to watch Jacksonville be so bad for so long. I was excited for this franchise to genuinely get a franchise guy, a talented guy, somebody who could give him some playoff runs. I think Trevor Lawrence is that. I don't think he's ever going to be an above-average quarterback.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Because the magic, we've seen the magic. We've seen when this dude gets on, he's unstoppable. But the problem is that he has two really good weapons. Like I think Travis Hunter is a good wide receiver. I think he's a very good wide receiver too. I think also
That was the
Brian Thomas
magic.
is an elite weapon. Yeah. I was wondering what that was. I got tripped up for a second. I was like, what was that? Am I high? Like,
You said magic. I was
no.
like, oh wait, I've got a magic sound effect. Hang on.
Yeah, I know. No
Just a little
kidding.
late. Just a little late.
Yeah, seriously. But I'm worried for Brian Thomas Jr. I'm trying to think of a trade that you can make that you would, if you're the Brian Thomas Jr. owner, where you say yes, like Chris Olave or Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, give me Chris.
Okay. Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, I think honestly, there's not much I wouldn't take for Brian Thomas Jr. at this point. Like just to get away from the headache.
Okay. I'm trying to think of a name that's like, all right, you've gone too far. Can't do it. I'm trying to think of a name that's like,
It's a burden.
that's too far.
I was gonna okay.
Xavier Worthy.
Oh, that was just thinking that. That's crazy. I think I'd rather have Xavier Worthy. His offense scores points.
Yeah.
Help me out with this one. This one's kind of hurt me. Coming out of the bye, Roma Dunze's 2 for 32, 2 for 31. He hasn't had more than 4 catches since week 2. He hasn't had a touchdown since week 4. They move the ball around. The running game's going to be there, but like, come on, man. Come on.
Was it wet in this last game too?
I knew it was really windy up in that Chicago game. I don't remember exactly what the weather was looking like.
Because it was wet in the Commanders game. It was wet, and I don't know if like you don't want to sit there and blame weather, but there's just something I watch those games. I'm just like, something doesn't look right with the passing game. I don't know, and it's not Ben Johnson. I don't know if it's Caleb or it's Rome, but this is kind of. I'm not worried. Next week I'll be worried. If it's bad next week, that's where the alarms are sounding off.
Yeah, you get three straight dud games. That's when it's going to have an issue. But this guy, he's a presence in the red zone. He's still getting these red zone looks. He could have, if he would have pulled the one in last week, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Yeah, we wouldn't mention this exactly.
So, but just something to be aware of. That was kind of the bad thing of the Bears offense. Finally, last one I've got here, Kendrick Bourne. Come on, dude. We bought in. Everybody bought in. Mac Jones got the start. 14 freaking yards.
This was, again, I think it was just a run-heavy script. They definitely were attacking Atlanta because Atlanta had a good defense, and this was out of nowhere where they said, yeah, we're just going to run it down their throats, and they're not going to stop us, and they legitimately did not stop CMC.
Yeah, Juwan Jennings, 31 yards, Kendrick Bourne, 14, Sky Moore, 15, Luke Farrell, 11, and that's all the pass catchers besides the running backs. The rest of it went to...
How many passing yards does Mac Jones have? Under 200 for sure, right?
152.
Yeah, and crazy because Mac Jones actually been dealing. That's actually been a strong suit for him. But this team just goes as far as what Shanahan wants them to do. And Shanahan had a game script, and he said, "This is what we're going to do today," and they executed to a T.
Yeah, they got to win. That's all he cares about.
Yep.
Can't knock him for that. All right, tight ends. Something I didn't bring up with the running backs I went to before we got out of there. We're talking about like RB10, RB14, RB all that. The RB19 didn't even score 10 points. So I think this is the second week in a row. Like, there's a huge cliff drop off from the top few guys at running back, and then it's just kind of 9 points.
Was his name Alvin Kamara?
No, it was Tony Pollard. That was RB19 at 9 points.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But like Chase Brown was RB15. He had 108 yards. That's it. No touchdown. He had negative receiving yards. So like 11 points in the day. It wasn't great. Brashard Smith was RB16 at 10 points. So there's a huge drop off in these running backs as far as what their production is coming out as.
Yeah.
And then tight ends, finally, just the Harold Fannin. Can't really do much when your defense is scoring and your running back scores 3 touchdowns. So he was quite the disappointment. And who was the last one? Who else kind of annoyed the hell out of us?
George freaking Kittle, dude. Like, does not like he was on the field for a majority of the snaps. Just there as a 6th offensive lineman to block for CMC to get all those yards.
Yeah, he was over 2 on passes, registered you 0 points.
Brock,
the amount of
back, buddy. No, seriously, I think Brock is I don't think there's a connection for Mac Jones and George Kittle. I think there's a connection for Brock and George.
Yeah, Brock will get it done. Otherwise, Mac Jones is just helping out CMC and Bourne. That's it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else you got before we get out of here?
I don't have anything else. I thought I was going to say something, but there's nothing. Waiver wires, as this comes out, there's no one I'm like chomping at the bits for that I'm just like, you need to get him. I think this is another one of those weeks where these are cut Travion Henderson. Cut him.
Yeah.
Cut him.
And the amount of like Twitter is just like, oh yeah, watch these people who are going to drop Travion. He's going to blow up in the second half. Okay.
All right.
7 weeks and he's only hurt your team. He's only hurt your
the
team.
Celebration of Mike Vrabel with his other backup running back saying, I think I found my 5-minute running back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's time to cut Travion.
Yeah, I don't care how big he blows up after this. Like, you can't call people stupid for dropping him anytime in the last couple of weeks. Like,
yeah,
I get it. They blow up in the second half, but like, yeah, traditionally, like this was a stat we talked about this past summer. The second running back in a Mike McDaniels. No, what's his name? First
Daniels. Jason. No.
Fuck. Well, fuckhead McDaniels, the one at the
Phil Hawks. Phil Hawk boy.
Yeah, the one from the Patriots, that one. The second running back drafted from his offenses are always the one that performs better. And after the steam that Henderson got, it was Ramondre Stevenson. So I sat there and looked at that stat and looked at that. I was like, I'm not drafting Ramondre, but like it was right there in front of us the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, but that's also different because I feel like he had James White, and James White was just a receptions king because Tom Brady wasn't afraid of checking down. So I think that's kind of different.
I went back. There were several different examples though. We'll have to pull it back up.
Okay.
But yeah, there were several guys. I'm like, ooh, okay, it's kind of interesting the way it flowed out. But yeah, we did this to ourselves again. Marvin Harrison
Jr. Travion next year will be the one to draft.
God, I have no idea because Ramondre is going to be there still.
Yeah,
they definitely won't be bringing any magic. That's for sure.
I have no comment on that one either.
Alrighty, folks, that's it for the recap. We're done going over those. If you want to talk more waiver wire with us, come hang out with us 3 o'clock on the other YouTube channel. We'll be doing the live stream, talking all the waiver wire stuff. Make sure you're following me. It's at @too_much_Brian on Twitter, @too_much_BMulk for him. We'll see you the rest of the week. Get ready. Woo!